I think about my personality. I'm an introvert, and I often have to pretend like I'm not an introvert. And like I was just thinking about like truth being a way of life. I know some introverts, and when they go to parties, they say, "Oh, we're just gonna head out and get some more beer," and everyone at the party's like, "Oh yeah, get this," and they shout out advice on what beers they want, and they're like, "Oh, okay," and or advice on what's the closest place to get beer. But see, they're actually not coming back. That's how they always leave parties, you know. And I think that's the thing about like being an introvert or an extrovert is I picked up on that the second time they used it. Yeah, the whole we're gonna go get beer and then you vanish trick didn't work for me, but it works for extroverts. It always gets extroverts, and so I mean, like the whole idea of like the benefits of being an extrovert, but I don't think the benefits of being an introvert are quite played up enough. 'Cause I think like most people see it as a form of shyness, except the whole idea that like, well, how many hours do you need to spend at a party? You know, like, what do people talk about? I actually got in an argument with one of my friends about what do people talk about at parties, and I listed who I thought might be there. I listed what they were likely to talk about, and I said not necessarily that they will talk about it for 4 or 5 hours, but you'll hear them mention it within the first 30 minutes, and 5 hours later you'll hear them mention it again in that 30 minutes. And it didn't help that I was right, actually. That almost made me kind of like an observant asshole. But really, actually, what it makes me is an introvert. Within the first 30 to 60 minutes at a party, I've probably heard about what I'm going to be hearing for the rest of the evening. I've probably eaten enough and had enough to drink that would be, you know, more than acceptable to give my my adieu to the host or hostess or both. And then I'll go home and knit, and actually 4 hours later I might actually have something to show for the time, other than, you know, a potential for a hangover and a gigantic case of boredom. Like, it's anything that involves like waiting or anticipating, I think an introvert excels where an extrovert fails, almost on a dependable basis. Because especially introverts and introverts that are definitely trying to be an introvert, they're almost like the evil characters in movies where you like the good character like gets to cheat and I do all this long prep work. That's the introvert. You do all the research, gather resources, research weaknesses, find a special little thing, and then show up and pretend then to be an extrovert. While the extrovert, you know, is busy running their underground kingdom and obeying a very strict set of rules. For instance, assertiveness. I used to watch as a bike messenger over and over and over again people, extroverts, especially lawyers, headbutt every time they get on an elevator. Every time they get on an elevator, everyone trying to get off has to force their way by everyone trying to get on. And you actually watch a certain amount of hierarchy take place. Like, so many people know that actually when the elevator doors open, anybody who's a junior or an assistant or has like some sort of like, you know, basically a backup job for a lawyer, they don't even move when the doors open. Hey, Keela, come on. But so like basically people have their names on letterheads, and people who want to have their names on letterheads rush each other, and then there's jostling. the people who make it on first move to the back and then tell the people who make it on last what floor they want pushed. And they don't. It's not a request. They're telling you what to do. Well, like the introverts, and I'll just go ahead and throw out like architects for one. You should watch them move. Like, not only do they know probabilities of elevator usage, you can tell by the way they line up, but they also know about the desirability of flow, and you'll watch them almost divide themselves evenly and get on either side of the elevator door, giving it plenty of room. Everyone completely moves out of the elevator as one, as a unit. And then the first people near the door aren't actually the ones that are going to rush. Hello. They're not the ones that are going to rush on. They're the ones going to hold the door while people get on, hit their buttons, and then as they're the last one on, they might even say, "Does anyone need me to hit a door?" Like, it's group efficiency, which is where extroverts, oddly enough, could really shine, because it's quiet, it's thought out, and it's totally not conflict oriented. It's designed to remove conflict. Gosh, you know, the more I think about this, the more I think that I should teach classes to extroverts to how to be more introverted. You know, those classes where everyone gets like pumped up and they walk on coals and they sing songs and dance with one another. My class would like start with like meditation, and the lights would be dim. All right, I'll see you when class opens.